Hey guys, it's that Dividend guy coming at you with another stock I'd buy, but one that I have not owned, and that is Costco. So, guys, this is one of those companies that really flies under the radar, I feel like, for dividend growth investors. And the reason is because it's not a sexy stock. It's not Tesla, it's not Microsoft, it's not Apple. It's kind of an old school company. Like when you think of Walmart or Target or even like Kohl's or Kmart, like these are big box retailers, and a lot of them, while they're slow growers, they're not sexy, right? They're not in the mainstream. And they're not ones that come up a lot here on YouTube or in when I see investing videos at all. I've barely even seen Walmart in a portfolio before. And the reason that I like Costco more than I like, say, Target or Walmart, even though they don't have as long of a dividend growth streak as Target, the reason that I like them better is because of how concentrated their business is. So when you compare Costco to something like Walmart, say like the overall store, it's a wholesaler, so um, they incur more costs, but they pass on the savings to their customers. And one of the ways that they do that is instead of having say Walmart or Target has 10,000 SKUs, Costco has like 1,500, if that. So, one of the ways that they really focus and help their customers save money is instead of buying a bunch of product and not necessarily knowing what's going to sell, or like they don't necessarily have a concentrated um, amount of inventory when it comes to Walmart or Target. Costco focuses on just the most popular brands and only buys those. So they don't have all this extra excess that they're paying for, that honestly that cost gets brought back to the consumer. So that's their business model. They are bigger, right? But they focus on customer savings and retention. And that's really the beauty of their business model. So with that customer retention comes their um, it's kind of like a loyalty program, but you get like a membership, like a Costco membership. Like Sam's does this sort of, but it's not as good as Costco. But there's different levels. So originally, this was Costco was made for businesses and not for individual customers or like public people, right? It wasn't made for the general public. It was more made for businesses who needed to get big amounts of goods and sell them to their customers. Well, they decided that they were going to make this into scale this and make it into a big business. And it's been highly successful because they focus on customer retention, giving the customers the best possible deal, and only paying for the inventory that the customers are actually going to buy. They've done very good research on what their customers come in and purchase, and one of the things that's also really helped Costco is their private label brand. So there's been a few interviews that I've seen with Warren Buffett specifically talking about the Kirkland brand and how that has built up into a multi-billion-dollar franchise for Costco, because what they've done, just like with their overall business model, they focus on what sells. So what they decided to do is, let's say they have Coca-Cola and Oreos, right? Those are two things that people specifically come into the store to buy. The Kirkland brand, they say, is going to be just as good as Oreos or just as good as Coca-Cola, but be like 45% cheaper. So what they're doing is they're giving their customers a quality product, but it's at a very reduced cost. And that helps drive their profits up because they have this very well-known integrity when it comes to their private label, but they give such good quality to the customer that it really resonates with people when they go there. So they focus their inventory and they pass on savings to their customers, and on top of that they have a membership that people pay, I think, yearly for. I don't know the exact cost because there's different levels to it, but people pay to get into the store, and so they get an upfront cost. It's kind of like an insurance premium. So every year you pay $300 to go. Say it's like $300 a year, right? To go to Costco, and you buy in bulk, so you save money buy that, but using that $300, you get into the door, and then hopefully you save. And I'm sure I know people save a crap ton of money going to Costco, but the idea is you save more than $300 or $150 or whatever that card is worth. You save that over the course of the year, so you actually come out ahead. So not only do they save their customers money, but they keep them by charging them to get into the door. And it honestly, people have a lot of pride when it comes to Costco because they know that the company puts their customers first, and that is a huge reason for these really stellar returns. And another thing that I wanted to say too is that Charlie Munger, who is Warren Buffett's right hand man, he's the guy that pushed Buffett to buy See's Candy and told Warren Buffett that you're crazy. Some things are worth paying up for. You can't deny that RC Cola does not command the same brand loyalty that Coca-Cola has, right? So it makes sense that if you go to the store, when it comes to just the individual pricing of those products, say Royal Crown Cola sells for $3 and Coca-Cola sells for $7, people are still going to pick Coca-Cola. That's the beauty of brand loyalty. And so that's one of the things that Charlie Munger loves about this business, is that Kirkland has become a brand like that where they can charge a premium for those products. I mean, they're cheaper than the name brand, right? But they sell a lot of Kirkland product. And so that private label's grown because of that consumer loyalty and the loyalty to Costco. And most of the time, Costco actually sells as much of the private label as they do of something like Coca-Cola or Oreos or Kraft Heinz or whatever it is. The Kirkland brand is actually growing for them quite well, which is cool to see. But this is one of Charlie Munger's like do or die stocks. Like the man has, I think, three or four companies, right, total. So I know he has a Lee Fund. He has Costco. I believe he has Bank of America and Wells Fargo as well, along with Berkshire Hathaway. So I think he has a total of like 4 or 5 holdings total. And the funny thing is, when you watch, I think it's 2013, but there's a year that they're talking about the recent buys or sells of Berkshire, and Charlie Munger gives Buffett crap for selling Costco. And if you go and look at any of like the Daily Journal shareholder meetings, anytime Costco gets brought up, Munger has nothing but positive, glowing reviews for this company. And so this is one of those that, while I don't personally own it, and I wish Berkshire still did, it's not one of those that I understand the business, but I would rather own something that I think has more dividend growth potential. But I love this business. I think it's phenomenal. I don't think you can go wrong with doing wholesale and being that company that people look to save them money, especially in high interest rate times or recessions. Like, people are loyal to Costco. Like, people will go there regardless of what's going on because they feel safe, they feel secure, they feel trusted. They trust this brand to save them money, which is super powerful. So if people are willing to spend more money there, if their private label brands are growing at a pretty good clip year over year, and they pay their employees very well, they have a great customer retention rate as well, and they have a really good price per product ratio as well for Costco. It's just across the board, it's just a very well-run company, and one that I've done some research on, but I haven't pulled the trigger quite yet on Costco. But when you get praise from Charlie Munger to the point where he's giving Warren Buffett crap at an annual meeting about selling a certain company, I've never heard Buffett give him crap besides Walmart, but he did not speak of Walmart as well as he spoke about Costco. So let's look at the overall trends for Costco and just see, kind of how it's performed. So today it's down a little bit, but we don't care about short term. For the week, it's up $12.99, or up 2%. For the month, it is up 20%. 3-month mark, it's only up 1%. For the year, it's actually down. And then 5 years, it's up 166%, or up $300. So here's the thing, guys. A good business is going to perform well in any economic environment. right? This is one of those companies that I feel like is just like a Coca-Cola or just like a Visa, right? There's customer loyalty here, and that's shown in the stock price. Like short term, anything can happen, right? Even the best businesses in the world, regardless of how well they're performing or how well the management is, the short term can look crappy, right? The short term can look like a bloodbath, because in the short term, the market is a voting machine. In the long term, it is a weighing machine. That's from Ben Graham. That's Warren Buffett's teacher. And so short term, stocks can do anything, right? They can plummet 20%, they can go up, it doesn't matter. But long term, the economics of a business and the profitability of the business are going to be reflected in the stock price. And if you're growing at a better, so most of the time, when you're looking for value investments, you want to look for a company that's growing at a good clip, that has revenues growing, like say double-digit percentages. They're retaining employees. They have a really good market share. Customers are loyal to them, and they're willing to spend their money there. But you want to find a business that is priced poorly, as in it's worth less the stock as it is as a total enterprise. And so right now, I don't know. The problem that I have with Costco is I don't know how to value it quite yet. I'm less confident in valuing it than I am in like Altria or Coca-Cola, because I've never really stepped foot in a Walmart or Target when it comes to investing. So I'd like to do a more in-depth analysis on my own time with Costco, and just kind of learn why Charlie Munger loves it so much to give Warren Buffett crap about it. I just watched, like, I think it was a 2013 meeting, because I watch him in the background, like some people watch Friends or How I Met Your Mother or whatever. They just have shows in the background. For me, that's Warren Buffett, like Berkshire meetings, because I'm a nerd. And this is one of those companies, the few ones that Charlie Munger constantly speaks well about, that he gave Warren Buffett crap about selling. And if it's that good of a company that Charlie Munger is really pulling for it, then you know it's got to be a really stellar business. So I need to do more research. But guys, I wanted to know, would you guys buy Costco? Do you guys own Costco? And if you have, how long have you owned it? I know the dividend growth has been pretty good. They do special dividends as well. This is one of those that when it came to how I felt about, say, like, so this pays the second set of months. So what I always do is, so let's say I'm looking for a stock that pays in the first set of months. So what I'll do is I'll compare how well I like the business or understand it, first of all, how well I understand the economics of the business versus Coca-Cola or Altria. I've done extensive research on both of those companies. I understand the economics of both. So, like, let's say I was looking at Pepsi, right? I understand Pepsi. I've done research on it, and it's pretty much parallel to Coca-Cola. So if I'm comfortable owning Coca-Cola, as long as there's not some weird wrench thrown into Pepsi, I feel pretty confident owning that. The difference is I don't feel confident owning something like a Target or a Lowe's or Home Depot. There's a reason why I stay out of that, because I feel like it's outside of my circle of competence, but I'm always willing to learn more. So this is definitely one of those that I want to look into. And you know, if I buy it eventually, I think it'll be a holding for life. That's my goal, is to buy companies that I don't want to sell. So, guys, let me know down in the comments below, how do you feel about Costco stock? Long term, it's been obviously a phenomenal compounder. Charlie Munger's owned it for decades. He's been on the board of Costco for a long time too. So if you're in Costco stock, you're in good company. So guys, let me know down in the comments, do you own Costco? Would you buy Costco? Maybe you prefer something more like Target or Lowe's, one that has 50 plus years of dividend growth. Let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'd love if you guys answer, would you guys buy Costco stock? I'll see you guys in the next video.